Vice Thief Simulator, 80s nostalgia. I really liked Thief Simulator for the Switch. My main issue with it was it constantly crashed. They released a new version and I plan on reviewing it soon. This isn't the first fake Thief Simulator that I've reviewed this year. I re-reviewed Thief Life Simulator, which was a re-released version of the broken game Thief Simulator 2023 from Crook to Boss. That game was awful. It tried to copy Thief Simulator without adding anything new. Vice Thief Simulator was a little bit different. It had the open world of Thief Simulator with very linear gameplay, but in the end it felt like a demo more than a full game. The game starts you out with meeting up with a friend, and he gives you places to break into, as well as giving you the tools to do it. There are 5 places you can break into, and in a map with over 40 buildings, it feels ridiculously limiting. This is the endgame map, so I guess spoilers for this game that takes 60 minutes to beat. You can see there are plenty of places on the map they could have expanded on. In order to really talk about this game, let's just go over it mission by mission. There are only 5 of them. Well, 6 of them if you count the car theft mission. It starts up with you learning how to distract the police. You throw broken bottles in their path, and they will walk over to it and stare at it for a few seconds, and look at it like, huh? What's this broken bottle? The police are ridiculous in this game. There are just so many of them. They'll hang around certain areas, and unless they chase you, they're not going to move from these areas. Do you want to guess on the map where all the police are? Right here, only by your tasks. You won't see them anywhere else, so I guess this block is all out of luck, and crime runs rampant there. They will constantly be on the lookout for you. Even if you're just walking by, they will give you an indicator if they're watching you, and you need to move away. Now let's start with the first real mission. Breaking into a garage to steal expensive watches. You have to distract the police officers, and then you break into the garage, where you have to do a mini game 3 times in a row. And if you fail it, you have to start over. It's easy enough, and when you get in, you can do the mission, which is to find those darn watches. The police most of the time won't even care if you're in there. If you see them coming, just walk to one side and they won't bother with you. Unless you pick open this locker. The only locker that needs to be picked open. So of course that's where the watches are, because why else would you have it locked? But no, inside is just a pipe wrench. If you do this, the police will decide to come inside the garage one time. And you have to hide in the locker. Here's a tip. Just don't do this. There's no reason to do this. But here's the rub. You will never find the watches, because what you're actually looking for is this clock. I was looking everywhere for these multiple watches, and it was really annoying to figure out they meant something totally different. So you take this clock to the pawn shop and sell it, and then you get your next mission. Then we go to an artist's house, and we break in. It's the same thing, distract the police officer with breaking glass, and this time we have to find a tape recorder. And when you find it, it's this. In what world is this a tape recorder? It's basically a record player. The game even correctly calls it a gramophone. So why is it so hard to have the correct names in the mission objectives? Funny enough, there's actually a boombox in this room, which is more of a tape recorder than anything else in this room. But it's not what the game wants you to find. You can steal it for some extra cash. It's just so bizarre. Then you get a new tool from your friend, and it helps you steal a car. When you break into the car, it's the same basic minigame. And then there's a driving sequence. There is no collision physics at all. You can smash into whatever you want, and nothing will ever get damaged. That includes cars, light poles, or even people. The police who will arrest you, if you even get into their line of sight, will not care a bit if you ram into them. They don't react at all. The cars that drive around don't even follow the rules of the road. There's a whole part where you're not supposed to enter, and I had no problem going through it, and apparently an NPC car didn't care either. They were often very slow drivers, and since smashing into them just stopped their animation temporarily, I had to wait for my chance to pass or slowly drive behind them. Next we break into a musician's apartment, and I'm going to say this one was actually okay. They have us disable an alarm before we go in, and of course there was a police officer outside his house at all times. It was easy enough to break in and grab the guitar and leave. And yes, it was actually a guitar. They finally made a correct mission parameter. Then they come up with the craziest mission. Only because the setup just didn't make any sense. We were supposed to sneak into a store and open up the register. This time there are 2 cops spending their entire day just walking back and forth protecting this one shop. It was just silly. If you do get inside, if the owner sees you, he'll hit the silent alarm. Now let me make this clear. If you walk inside this store normally, the owner will hit the alarm. How is this store even in business if every time a customer walks in, the owner calls the police? Maybe I just wanted to buy something. It's not like I came came in with a mask and a gun. I'm just a regular guy walking inside a store. In order to finish this, you have to duck and hide when you're in the store so the owner doesn't see you. And you can just click on the cash register. It doesn't actually care if you take the money. And then you have to avoid these 2 cops. And then you have to do the second part of this insane mission. Your friend wants you to steal the shop owner's car. This one has a boot on it. And you have to do it in front of these 2 police officers who just hang out in front of the store. Your friend is giving you a tool, which I would assume is very noisy. But since the police have the attention span of a cat, looking at a laser light at the wall, you can throw a bottle and they give the thing its full attention. You cut off the boot with as much force as you can give it. And it's actually a new minigame where you just keep hitting the A button. But they also have you breaking into the car. So I would suggest you do this in 2 parts. One to break the boot, then throw another bottle at these 2 dum-dums' feet and pick open the car. If you do get their attention, the second that you actually get in the car, they're just going to completely ignore you. The final mission has you breaking into your friend's neighbor's apartment to steal a vase. You disable the alarms and then you break in and get the vase. The twist in this one is there's actually more than one vase, and you have to find the right one. It's easy enough, and I have not mentioned this, but there's no time limit from what I've seen. Unless you don't cut the alarm, the police really don't bother you. After the game is over, they'll say they'll change up the belongings, and you can rob them again. But here's the biggest question: why? So you might say to get money, but then my question is, what would you use the money on? And the answer is nothing, because there's no reason to sell anything at the pawn shop, because there's never any point where you have any opportunity to buy anything. It feels like they saw that Thief Simulator had a pawn shop and said, yeah, we need to add that, and forgot that they used money to buy equipment. They should have made it so we had to buy things in order to distract the police, or get tools, unlock new houses or vehicles. Honestly, there is no reason to be a thief in this game, because you never once needed money. Even that Thief Life Simulator game had a skill tree which you could fill out based on what you steal. There's just absolutely no reason to do anything in this game, because there is no driving force or need to be a thief. Vice Thief Simulator, 80s nostalgia, had potential, but overall the whole game felt pointless. Now this is normally $9.99, and I would just say you should just skip it. It's not a terrible game, but it's not a fun one either. I like how the world was open to explore. They wasted this world by having such limited missions, and adding in arrest-happy cops who just wait around one area was just dumb. Even on a good sale, I don't think it's worth it, so I would just skip it.